everybody, welcome back. So I have a religious note, and we'll see if that lasts the whole day. Otherwise I'll start going into the... Don't really have much else to say, because I recorded on Tuesday, and... What did I do since Tuesday? Nothing. I had sushi, that's about it. I'm playing this new game. I mentioned it to Dalton. It's called Immortality, and it's kind of similar to Her Story, but not really. It's kind of a confusing game. I don't really know. Her Story was a little bit easier to wrap my head around, like the narrative and the like my role in the narrative, kind of, and what I was supposed to be doing. Immortality. So Her Story, if you've never played, I'll just explain this for a couple minutes, and then we'll talk about the religion thing. I really liked Her Story a lot. It's a really cool game where it's all full motion video, and you're on a computer, and you have to... You find video clips of this investigation of this woman, and you're trying to like figure out what's going on. And you do that by searching keywords from the videos. So if you watch a video and she's like, my husband Gary, it was always the best husband, and then you search, okay, Gary, and then it'll come up with all the videos that mention Gary's name. And then you kind of search through those videos, and you're like, oh, okay, what happened to Gary? Is Gary dead? Did someone murder Gary? And then you kind of figure out the story, and it only takes a couple hours, and it's pretty fun to do that. But Immortality is really weird. Instead of searching words, you search by images in the video. So you can... What I usually do is I just search people's faces. Like, you just click on a face, and then it'll take you to another video with that person's face. It's confusing because it only takes you to one video. So you're like, which video... Like, this person's face is in 20 videos, so how is it deciding which video it's taking me to? I don't really understand. And, I mean, I really like it, because I kind of like that, like, mystery stuff. And then there's this secondary... I won't spoil it. I mean, it's I don't know if it's even possible to spoil this game, because I have no idea what's going on. I've been playing it for, like, 4 hours, and I like the movies and stuff, but I don't know what's happening. So, like, every once in a while, there will be a secret inside one of the videos, and the controller will start shaking, and then if you rewind, it's pretty cool and creepy. Like, there will be a secret video behind the original video, and if you rewind, like, at the right speed, it'll start playing the other video instead of the video you're watching. And it'll be like the weirdest, like, creepy video, and you're trying to figure out, like, what does this mean? What's happening? I don't want to... I don't want to say any more than that. I guess I could be like, I kind of... Maybe I know what's happening. But I don't want to spoil it. And I'm kind of excited to... I'll try to finish it tonight, because I think it's only like 5 hours long. But I'm 4 hours through, and I kind of have no idea what's going on. I've seen like 10 of the secret videos, and I still don't really know what does it mean. Okay, I'll spoil one thing. One of the secret videos, they do a thing which is kind of like... And it's good that I took the THC yesterday, and I played this game, and at one point in one of the secret videos, someone comes up directly to the screen, and she stares at the screen for like 10 seconds, and then all she says is, I see you. And then it cuts. And I'm like, oh my god, thank god I'm not high right now, because I might kill myself or something. Like, I've heard, like, that you get all freaked out when you see stuff like that. Like, I don't know what I would do if I was actually high. It was crazy, and I kind of love that stuff. I remember there's a... Yeah, I don't know. It's like a very specific thing that I like, and it's kind of creepy and cool. Because I remember in Assassin's Creed 2, there's a scene like that where I don't remember it exactly, but like someone looks at the screen and is like, "I'm not talking to you, Enzio," or whatever his name is. "I'm talking to you," and she like kind of like looks directly at the screen. I mean, in that game, she's talking about like the animus thing, and like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to like your ancestor or your descendant. But whatever. Let's talk about religious stuff. But yeah, you should play that game. It's cool. I don't know if it's like gonna make any sense at the end, and if it doesn't, then it'll probably be a little bit disappointing. But it's still like the acting is really cool, and like the sets, like, because some of the sets are set in like the 60s and 70s, and the acting like really seems like 70s acting. It's really cool. But I hope it makes sense by the end, because that would make it like one of my favorite games. If like, it just depends how it's gonna end. I really like stories like that. And it's just cool because like you're directing it kind of, where it goes. Anyway, okay, church stuff. So yeah, this seems kind of obvious to anybody who's watching, because nobody who watches this is like religious. But growing up religious, it is kind of told to you that, in a couple different ways, religion is supposed to be, and God and Jesus is supposed to be the most important thing in your life, and it's kind of supposed to be, they don't exactly say this, but like everything. It's supposed to be your everything. Like if you're doing it right, then you're fully connected to Jesus all the time. And I guess that's still, I mean, what does that mean? To me, it means something different than like what I feel. I don't know. It's hard, because I feel myself wanting to say like, other Christians believe like you need to be connected to Jesus all the time, and like what they mean by that is like you need to be in the church all the time, and everything you do needs to be like based on the Bible. But yeah, I mean, I am working towards being who I'm supposed to be, and so I would say like that's kind of what it would mean to be connected to Jesus fully, to be the person that he wants me to be. I don't know, the person that I should be. I'm not that person right now, and I'm trying to get there. And my version of my religion is like, I don't know, like once I get there, it's kind of confusing, isn't it? The note that I wrote is I don't want to be religious all the time, but now that I'm saying that, I'm like, well, what does that mean? It's changed in my head since when I was a kid. But like I see it with my parents, everything they do is for the church. They're at church all the time. My mom works at a church. My dad goes to work, but I feel like he's kind of always like his priority, and what he told me when I was younger is like, God is your priority, number one, above everything. And I know. I just don't want that to. I don't want it to be my personality as like a church person. I guess that's what I'm saying. But like, to be who I don't know. I didn't really think this through, but it's there are those people who go to church and they're just like church people, and that's everything they do is about church. And I just don't want to be one of those people. And I kind of used to think that that's bad. Like, you should want to be one of those people. But I don't think that way anymore. I was kind of thinking about that because of the guy from church who I'm kind of friends with. I mean, I would be friends with him if he wanted to be friends, but I feel bad saying that because I'm like kind of friends. Well, it's my fault because he doesn't like me enough, or I don't know. I think about, like, can I be friends with him if I'm not religious all the time? Because he works for the church, and religion is a huge part of his life, obviously. So, like, could he be friends with me if religion is only a small part of my life? I don't know. Like, would he be constantly trying to be like, you need to be more religious? And then I would be like, oh, because that's another thing. Is like Christian friends. They're supposed to help you be more Christian. That's a big part of it, is like, they'll always bring up the verse about like iron sharpening iron. And that means like, you're supposed to help your Christian friends be more Christian. I just don't like the interpretations that I've been kind of told all my life about how the Bible is supposed to apply to your life and religion and everything. I just don't feel like I like that. I could be wrong, of course. I mean, it would be good, right? If I was just volunteering at the church all the time and helping poor people. I mean, that would be the best thing to do. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I just saw a cool thing happened at, I guess it was Connecticut or Massachusetts, wherever Martha's Vineyard is. They sent some immigrants there, like some Republican governors from Texas and Florida sent immigrants there, and they're like, you deal with it because you love immigrants so much. And then they sent the immigrants there, and then the people there were like, okay, we'll like feed them and give them housing and stuff. And I was like, oh, and they brought them to the church, and they stayed at the church. I'm like, that's what church is. That's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to bring in the poor people and the widows and the immigrants and be like, stay here, you're human. Jesus loves you, even though you can't speak English. Which is what I think, I don't know, terrible Christians would think. You can't be a Christian if you don't speak English. That doesn't make any sense. Nobody thinks that. God, those governors, though. It's crazy. But I thought that they would, like, get one over on the Democrats by being like, you love immigrants so much because you don't live by the border, so if you had your own immigrants, you would hate them as much as us. And then they got the immigrants, and they're like, okay, we'll take care of them if you don't want to. Like, it's weird that you don't want to help them, so I guess we'll help them. Sure. The only reason we don't help your immigrants is because they're not here. But if they were here, we would help them. So, like, if you want to send them here, I guess that's fine. But it's weird that you are doing that. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I guess that's it. And maybe tomorrow we'll talk about something that's not political. Ow, ow, look at this pimple. It's huge. Yep.